Hi everyone, Gina Craft, facilitator of technology integration and coaching. Today we're going to look at Nearpod, which is like this incredible resource that the district has purchased for the next 3 years, and it is really interactive. It also works great right now with synchronous or asynchronous learning. So students that might be at home, whether they're being quarantined or they're sick, just in general, this is something that they are able to kind of follow along and do with you as if they are part of the class. And you have a lot of control or less control over how that kind of is laid out for them. And so I thought this would be a really great thing for us to kind of look at. So Nearpod is an interactive slide deck, essentially. So you are able to embed different types of questions, games, polls, different things like that directly into your slide decks that you have already used, or you can build a brand new one using the Nearpod extension. So I wanted to start here in Google Slides. We're going to look at one I've already created, and then if you wanted to make one just from scratch. So this is one that I've already created. It's a Jamboard PD that I have created. And so in order to look and see these different types of things, so like you can see this open-ended question here, and then this is just my normal slide. And then I have a poll. In order to get to these types of questions, you're simply going to go to the add-ons, and then you should see Nearpod right here. You'll go to Nearpod and then open Nearpod. On the right-hand side, this is going to open up this Nearpod. I'm going to move this up. It's going to open up the Nearpod extension. So this has been pushed out onto everybody's devices, so you should already have this. And this is something that I have already created. So I'm going to edit this lesson. This is going to allow me to look at all of these different types of questions and slides that you can put in. So drag and drop is a new one. Students are able to drag and drop different things into different categories. This would be really great for elementary, for word sorts and blends and different things like that. And then you have audio questions where you can record yourself asking a question. You can embed videos like from BBC. You can make a collaboration board like a Jamboard. You can have a question where students draw it. Again, this is a really good one for elementary, but also for older kids where you might ask for them to draw something that would be their answer instead of having to write it. Maybe they draw it. You could do virtual field trips. Vocabulary is not something we currently have access to right now. Fill in the blanks. You can embed a flip grid. I know we use this a lot at the middle school and high school level. There's graphing calculators, which is great for those math questions, matching and memory tests, 3D models, open-ended questions, polls, quizzes, the PhET simulation. This is really great for science, for labs. So you can see there's all of these great ones. Time to Climb is like a really fun interactive game, kind of like Kahoot, but embedded directly into Nearpod. So, and then web content, just embedding a website. So you have all of these different options. You have lots of different options. And so this is what it would look like when it's finished. So you can see I have my own personal slides, and then you can see I have a web content. I have all of these different ones here that I have embedded in. Now, I'm going to go over here to this untitled presentation. This is a new one. So I'm going to go ahead and go up to my add-ons. I'm going to go to my Nearpod and open that back up just like I did on the previous slide. But this is where I'm going to build some of those questions. And I am just going to go ahead and do this poll. So you're just going to click on that question, and it's going to kind of pop up for you. And then this is going to give you the ability to enter your question and then those options underneath. So I'm going to pretend that this is maybe like an SEL poll just to kind of gauge where my students are at the beginning. So how are you feeling today? I'm going to put great, stressed, upset, and sad. So this would then give me the option and the opportunity to check in with my kids. So you can add a timer if you want this to be timed. Maybe you just want them to have 1 minute. Okay, you have 1 minute to answer this. Go ahead and add that. You can add an image or you can add any of these other things to this question if you would like to add anything else. You could also allow students to select multiple options if you want them to be able to select more than one option. You could turn that on or turn that off. That's completely up to you. When you're ready, you can just hit save. And that's going to save this question directly into your slide deck. And so then whenever this comes up, see there's this poll that's directly embedded into your slide deck. And you are able to use existing slides or new slides. If you have an existing slide deck, you can do this just like we did over here in our Jamboard PD, or you can build it brand new, just like we're doing here. When you're ready for that Nearpod lesson to be saved, you're going to go here to save and go to Nearpod. So that is one thing to note. If you edit something in just the slide deck, that will not edit and save in Nearpod. So if you edit it, you need to always save and go to Nearpod. Otherwise, whatever is saved in Nearpod, that's what's going to be there. So I have all of these different lessons here. It's going to prompt me just to sign in with my account. I'm just going to go ahead and click my Google account, and then it's going to save to my library. And you can see I already have lessons here, and it's saving as we're going. And there's some things in here I really wanted to show you. So there are some great templates in here. There's this Nearpod library that has like incredible things in here. And so if you click on that left-hand side, you have that black menu. If you go over here to Nearpod library, look at all these incredible different lessons that are already built for you. So if there's something specific that you want to look for, you can just type that here. So maybe it's adjectives. Maybe I want to look at lessons, Nearpod lessons that are about adjectives. It identifies the grade level band for you and kind of where it's located, where it's from. So this one was created by quill.org. These are from the Nearpod team. And then you can see all of these different lessons that are already here for you that you can take. You can completely copy and do the exact same ones, or you can take them and edit them and you can make it fit for your kids. But look at all of these wonderful resources that are already made for you. So that's something I wanted to draw your attention to. You can even select based on specific standards or specific grade levels, subjects. You can really filter that to make it really what you want to see. I'm going to go back so that we can look at these lessons. So if I have a lesson that I had created, we have this option right here. So if you hover over it, you have live participation, which means that you would be in the classroom with your kids. And when you click live participation, you would have this option to be able to give a URL to your students, this link. You could email it to them, or you could just display this on your board. Students will go into join.nearpod.com, and then they will just type in that code, and then it will start the Nearpod lesson on their screens with you. So whenever you change it, it changes on their screen. So it is very self-directed by the teacher. That is an option for you if that is the way that you would like this Nearpod lesson to go. You can absolutely do that. Once they're in there, you can hide student names, which I would recommend doing. And you have student paste turned off. And so you can see that your slides, you'll be able to see all the people here. This will be like your teacher screen for the Nearpod. If you would like to explore a different way of doing this, you have the self-paced option. And so the self-paced option, or student-paced, I'm sorry, is basically that you are able to give this to the students and they can work at their own pace. So if a student is absent and they need to be able to go through the lesson, go through the slides, go through the same activities that their peers are doing in the classroom, you would want to be able to have this as a student pace. So you can see that it's open for 29 days. And this is the code. You could give them the code. You could copy the link, or you could email it to the students. You could put it in Schoology, so that way they always have access to that. And it's open for 29 days. You can then view the progress of that for those students that have signed in and are using that. So that is another way that you're able to implement that lesson. There are just so many different things that you can do with Nearpod, and a really great way of just to get in there and play with it. Look at those templates, look in the Nearpod library, maybe find something that's going to be kind of a low risk environment for you to be able to try Nearpod for the first time. So maybe that's during advisory, or maybe that's during wave time, or maybe it's during morning meeting, or something like that, so that you might feel a little bit more comfortable and confident using this. Maybe it's during a circle time, or during, it could be a station that students are doing, just to really engage with this platform, and be able to see all of the opportunity that Nearpod has for us. So really try and engage with this, and obviously you could reach out to those building ed techs, and they can help provide support with that as well.